say the greetings, but I I'll never say the proper greetings in the words of the the ether system. Um, okay, story time. The day I met my first Lucumí Baba. Okay, I was helping out in a hold on, this is the volume. I was helping out in a calf. I was volunteering there, and well, he's not the first Baba I met. He's like the second one, but I met one from Nigeria who was West Indian. He's West Indian, and he speaks Ga, Twi, I think, and Yoruba. Okay, that was my first one, but that's another story. Anyway, the one from the Lucumí that I met, which is the bastardized words, is called Santeria. It's not Santeria, it's Lucumí. Lucumí. And our first time I met my Baba, I was helping out in a in a vegan cafe, and he just newly came from Cuba. Right, he was in Cuba for a long time, and he like that day I think he happened to come to the cafe, to the vegan restaurant. So um he started, I can't remember, I think he started talking about Ifa or something, and then we started talking about palm wine, I've been around a lot of people from Africa and stuff like that. So you get to know about palm wine, you get to know about certain drinks and certain stuff. Anyways, we started talking, and he said that how he just freshly came from Cuba. He said that how in his suitcases was Orishas and stuff in his suitcases, and he was explaining it. Um, he came. I think we started talking, and I started talking about my first encounter with Ifa and stuff like that, and then I think I went for a reading from him as well, right? And the reading was really quite good actually. I actually took to the Cuban side of Ifa pretty well, in fact. I was going to all the tambos, all the enyas. I think the enyas are tambos. Meeting the people, there was loads of people there. Because he invited me to the tambo, and I went and I saw all these people, and the music, the drums, the dancing was like energetic. It was this like electrical in the air. I think I've told the story before, mind you. It's just electrical in the air. Um, and then uh, and then um, and then I think he started giving little classes on the songs of the Orishas and talk about their attributes and stuff like that. Mind you, the Baba was a musician as well. So he's kind of well known in certain parts of London. So quite a lot of people that came round him knew knew of him through loads of things, lectures, all sorts of things. Um um so I was told that I had to get initiated, but I never could get initiated down to funds as usual. Because obviously, right, you have to make sure that that is good so that you can go forward on certain stuff. I had a reading, and I had and that was a whole another something else. Um, so when I was going, and then like you'll meet people at the end of the enya, there'll be music conversations going on. I think spoke to a couple women who was there. One woman said that how, you know, the Orishas are not vegan and stuff like that. There was one, she said that she was doing it for long, I can't remember how many years. There was a whole Lucumí choir that was formed there. They still perform to this day. They're in Spain. Um, there were so many people. Even when like you go to certain places, sometimes you will meet them, you will buck up on those people. Um, because in the beginning of the journey, I say my journey, I started out as in the conscious community, and you meet a lot of people. My good friend, took me to a festival of Obatala, I think it was, and that's where I encountered the Ifa from the Nigerian side, but it was West Indians that have gone to um, Oshlogbo or Ile Ife, and got crowned. They get crowned. It's like they go to Africa one way, they come back from Africa looking another way, glowing. I was round an ocean priestess, an Obatala priestess, quite a few oceans, quite a few Obatalas, Shango priest, like every weekend it'd be the temple. It was nice. um right, there was a chief, like I said, he was West Indian. He researched his roots all the way back to Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, and he speaks fluent Gar, Twi, whatever. He and then and his philosophy was always go back to the source. Now, some people was able to go to the source and get initiated. Some people had to wait for long. Some people had responsibilities. It wasn't as easy like that. That was like years ago. But the encounter with the Lucumí priest was the best one, because that's where I think I got opened up to a lot of things, because you start to see things differently. You start to understand things differently. You get it from the source. Not only that, he's fluent in Spanish. He's fluent in Spanish, and he does it the way how it's done in Cuba. So you get, like I say, the first hand look at what how it is operated on a first hand level. You see very dark Cubans, light skinned Cubans there. It's like how it is in the videos, literally. It is like when you're there, it's so different. But not everybody connects to Ifa, obviously, or certain parts of Ifa. Some people connect to the Nigerian side, and some people connect to the Cuban side. And I for one used to always wonder why I always like the Cuban one more than I like the Nigerian one as well, but I like the Cuban one just a little bit more. I don't know what it is. Maybe even though they said the highest, it's the it's the washed out side of the ether. But to me, it doesn't seem like it, because they all come to one goal in one sense. The whole goal is not submission. It's that how, like, you understand that how obviously there's something bigger than you, and you obviously understand that how when life goes a certain way is obviously something in the mix that makes it life goes that way. Some people will go and they will get it sorted, and some people won't. So you get to understand, and you know what's at play. And I think that's what I understood. Now, bear in mind, I'm still a devotee, okay, right now, right? And I always wanted to get initiated. I always wanted to get initiated. I seen King Barujo, who was part of, I think he's Haitian or one of them, and he got initiated. I've seen one lady I was following as well. She went all the way to Nigeria, and she does art, and she became an Oshun priestess. I think she's still going now. There's quite a few of them. Some are more flamboyant than some, and some more outward than some, and some more whatever than some. They even said that how some Muslims have also have also taken on Isheshe. So I don't doubt that for a moment, because I feel that how it accepts everybody. That is the thing, everybody. It doesn't matter whatever status you are on. And one thing I got taught by the Cuban the Cuban Baba. He said that how in Cuba they will save up if they know that they got initiations or they got festivals to do and this and that and that and that, they will save up all that money and they will do and make that place nice for the Orishas. They will give the Orishas the full 100. They would accommodate the Orisha to such an extent, right? They'll give it all the praises and everything else that is with it. So that's why I understand the tree, because to me there is a root and there's a tree, there's tree branches, and all of the branches though all have one tree. So I don't look down on whatever mummy what are this one, that one, that one, that one, because I believe that how everybody is one. There's one language, but it's just spoken in so many different ways. Even in Brazil, there's still the same Ifa, but it's spoken in so many different ways. And to me, like I said, when even though I'm at the roti level, I still have respect for the ones who are, like they say, the elders, or the ones who are doing whatever, because obviously it's not your time. You have to wait till it's your turn before you can become that what you're supposed to be. And obviously, right, there's always something in the mix. So to me, like I said, when I met my Baba Lowell, my Baba, it always confirmed to me I was always in the right thing. Though there's sometimes, like I said, you question yourself, am I in the right thing? But then something will confirm later on, yes, you are in the right thing. Me going to the Ocean Festival prove, yes, you are in the right place. This is it. You are here. This is your stop point. People always talk about people searching and all this stuff. Yes, people will search. You can search and search and search and search and search till you never find what you're looking for. But when you have confirmation where you are at, and mind you, I have had times where I think, oh my gosh, am I in the right place? Am I in the right thing? Am I? Sometimes you find yourself questioning yourself, but then obviously something will confirm it. And me, I like all sides of Ifa. I like all the sides of it. The music. Sometimes I'll be in chats where priestess is because I'm not from the actual continent, but even though I understand myself, they won't deal with you a certain way because you are not from the continent. But it's sad because for all you know, right, for all you know, right, your root can come from that place, right? But sometimes there was a lot of to and fro's and back and forths. No, you do it like this. No, the other one's like, no, you do it like this. I've seen those things. No, it should be like this. Some like me personally, I choose not to argue with none of the ones, the elders, the ones, the santos, the whatever, the priest or whatever. It's a waste of time, and I feel sometimes the spiritual community sometimes can get off kilt. But there is ones who really do the thing and really get on with it, and they live that life and they know that life. And those are the ones that you expect. Like the lady said in the short, which I always used to say when I first came into Ifa, it was a trend. I said to myself, "Oh my God, it's another trend." It was a trend. It was a trend. Being ocean, everybody was ocean. Everybody was this. I said, so can't so when everybody find out they're this, like it was like trendy. It was like really trendy. But it is really their life. They live like that. They give, they do their prayers, they do their altars, they do their stuff. They'll be busy. Sometimes with most of them priestesses, you can't even get them half the time. They're so busy, right? They're out there doing community work, this one, that one, that one, that one. They give their whole life to Ishe or Ifa. That's what they do. So you can never get them, right? sometimes you feel like how like you are out by yourself. I don't know whether many people has felt like that. Like you've been put one side. There was one lady that I used to follow. She went to Cuba to get initiated, and she said at first she was left out. She felt that she was abandoned. Many people, when they come in, sometimes to IFA, they feel abandoned because the Baba has abandoned them, or or and then they feel like they got to go to another Elay. You go to Elay upon Elay until you find that one who really makes you feel comfortable, because after you've been hurt so much times, you just ain't in it. So it's a crazy thing, because there is loads of scamming going on and loads of this one going on. Everybody's on edge, everybody's on tender hooks, right? So it's one of those ones. But I mean, but I was abandoned at first, and now I'm with her, kind of with her, Elay. But I'm kind of like, sometimes I diver. But but when I did go to the ocean festival, it was really good. It was good. It was good. You meet people from all walks of life, all walks of life. Everybody's in one accord. Everybody's unity. The unity is there. It's not put on. It's not a fake. It's not whatever. You feel like you are part of a family, and that is what the ethos system probably gives a lot of people, that self-worth of family, or self-worth of belonging. So, you know and definitely in the Cuban one, I felt like that, especially after I had my little one. When I went there, um they literally took the baby out of my hand, and it was like a time to dance. So, my the youngest one was born in Ifa already. She's born in Ifa. So it's like it's a unique thing sometimes. um and as you hear the young boy, he was born in Ifa, and he explains in the other video, you'll see as I put things up. um I'm not saying I'm an expert. No, I'm not. I just give him my experience of it. Some people might have been through not so good experiences with IFA. Some people might have good experiences with IFA. Some people has gone to the next level of stuff. But I will say to people, you don't be jealous of the ones who's going to Africa, coming back from Africa, getting initiated. That's fine. When it's your time, it's your time. When it's for you, what is for you is for you, and what is not for you is not for you. Sometimes you have to just wait. Sometimes it's due down to circumstances. Everybody going through different things and different whatever. But in your mind that how, right, you have to get through, and you have to do what you have to do to get to what you need to happen, or need to accomplish, or need to achieve. It's not about a get rich thing neither, which is what the lady said, which is what Holly says. It's not about a get rich thing. It's a service to the community. And I believe that's what these priestesses and priests are for. They're there to service the community and help the community, however the community needs it. And it also brings people together. So, with that said, I'm going to leave it right there. Please have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.